Hello everyone, it's me, Fabi, and in today's video I am going to be giving some insight to where I've been, why I've not been uploading as much, and how our KVK is going. So for those that have checked the last time I uploaded a video, you'll see it was roughly about 1 to 2 months ago. Now, this topic, to go fully in depth with it and explain where I've been as such, I will most likely make a whole nother video explaining why I started YouTube in the first place, why I'm still continuing, and what the reason is for me not uploading on, in time as such. So, to give a little bit information on it, I struggle with mental health problems, and it's just a lack of motivation because of that. So that is the main reason why I haven't really been doing much. It's just a lack of motivation because I'm dealing with a lot right now, and I always have been. But yeah, I will make a different video and go more into depth in it and explaining why and how everything is, and stuff like that. Now for the fun topic, which I'm sure everyone is likely more excited about, our KVK. Now, our KVK has been one of the most funnest KVKs that I have been in recently. And it's been against 1029. 1029's got a few YouTubers in it as well. I will show pictures of their channels and stuff like that and put links in the description because I truly have respect for a lot of them. Well, for everyone in there. I have respect for all of them. Now they were probably our toughest opponents in that zone. Just 1029 alone. The way the KVK worked was, it was meant to be a free for all KVK. We were told that. I was told that as a member, and then just suddenly we got a mail saying that we're now allied with water. I personally never understood it. I still don't. But it's just what's happening in this KVK, I guess. We're going to be doing a 2v1v1, which is earth and water versus wind versus fire, because fire and wind have agreed to not do allies because of the whole FFA thing. So, the KVK going through now, I don't believe we will win, because we drained ourselves a lot during zone 5 because of how strong our opponents were. I can probably expect fire to win this KVK. It really wouldn't surprise me if they did, only because it seems we're going to be fighting wind for the whole of this KVK up until Kingsland, and honestly they are really strong. 1029 alone has 60 accounts, I think it is. 69 main accounts in total, which is low for what a lot of people expect for our kingdom. However, those 69 players are insane. We almost did lose zone 5 just against 1029 alone. Their campmates wasn't too active. Some of them were there, a handful maybe, but the main people that I saw during there was PK. And PK managed to hold back 3410, and they also managed to hold back Dev, because what would happen is PK would go fight, say, our kingdom would try and defend that flag while Dev tries to push. So we were both at opposite sides, so it was just one kingdom versus one, and at that point we were losing, we were getting hit hard. And the other two kingdoms that were going up against their campmates that started to build. However, during that, it didn't work at all. It worked for a little bit because we were able to free burn their allies pretty much. But other than that, 1029 defending them, it started to mess up everything. 1029 was able to change the mentality of how our kingdom was doing everything. We went from basically trying to do a 1v1 kingdom situation where it was, say, 30 for 10 against... This is just an example, but just say it was 30 for 10 versus one of their camp kingdoms, and then it would just be like that. However, what ended up happening after it was seen that 1029 was being the superior kingdom in the 1v1s was it went from a 1v1, well, a 2v1 to a 4v1. All four of our kingdoms were going up against 1029, and even then we were struggling a fair bit. However, we did start winning flags. This was after that many of ours got burnt. We started to win flags and win back territory, and then eventually they had to pull out. Well, it's not they had to, they just chose to. So they pulled out, and that gave us the win. We were so struggling to get rid of their fort because there was like just a handful of their players defending the fort because of a kill event that was on during there, and it sucked. It was so hard to get that fort down. It was that difficult to the point that kingdoms in our coalition were talking about, well, just members, R5s or R4s weren't talking about it, but members were talking about doing a double rally, so that was the plan. Well, that's what the members said that we're going to do as a plan. Whether or not we were, I have no idea. But the fort ended up did get burned, and then we ended up finally destroying it after what felt like a long time. So this is what the zone looks like right now. We're just going to cut off their flags and block them out of zone 5. But honestly, if the whole of Wind Camp was active and the whole of Earth Camp was fully active, I don't believe that we could have won this. Now, I'm not saying our campmates are bad, because honestly they are not. I was really impressed with how our camp was and how everyone was working together. It's just that 1029 is really strong hitters. I if I dueled one of their marches, I would not win, and that's me. Like, I'm one of the best fighters in the whole of Rise of Kingdoms. Obviously, I'm lying. I'm terrible at fighting, but I would get demolished, which isn't, a hard thing to do, but it's just for an example. But yeah, that's pretty much how our zone 5 went. The kill points that I gained. Well, let's take a look at the deads and resources used. So the deads is 251k. Majority of them are tier 5s. I don't have tier 4s. I never planned to reinforce with tier 4s. I would only rather reinforce with tier 5s because, I don't know, it's just stronger, I guess. But I have a bunch of tier 5s that I can just go and kill, and that's me fine. The resources spent is 3.6 billion, which is just in total everything. Obviously, it's wood, stone, and gold. However, I will be using all of my farms to get those resources back. But yeah, that just shows how much I was putting into the zone 5. I slept, I think it was about 2 hours I've slept, because the pass 4 opened at, I think it was, I'm trying to, 14:51 UTC, I think it was. And from then, I was on until 4 UTC, and then I went to sleep, and I woke up again at 7 UTC, and I kept fighting. I gained a total of 104 million kill points during that whole zone 5 fight, which for me is pretty decent. Once 1029 pulled out, which I was so glad that they did, Once they pulled out, I immediately stopped fighting. Although there was some 1029 that was fighting during the fort and stuff because of it, Mightiest Governor, I personally chose to back out because I, one, didn't want to go for Mightiest Governor because I would probably have to get a lot of kill points just to get onto the top 10. And two, it was just because I didn't want any false kill points. I'm not saying false kill points. Because me fighting them after they pulled out doesn't show how much kill points I've actually gained from fighting during like objectives. Now the objective was to obviously push them out, and I gained 104 million kill points. I can say that I've gained 104 million kill points from just being focused on what the objective was and not farm killing or anything like that. Now, our past 7 fights will probably be crazy because we will have fire camp on one side, wind camp on the other. Depending on who they'll go against will depend on probably how much more drained I'll be. But I am hoping that 1029 does come back to fight us, because honestly, that KVK, that zone 5 was probably one of the funnest zone 5s I could have had in this KVK. So yeah, I'm just hoping that we're going to be going up against them. And yeah, I will try and do more videos on the zones and ruins and stuff like that. But if not, then it's just because I'm busy, or I wasn't available for the fights, or I just forgot in general. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys all have a great week, awesome day, or night, and I'll catch you in the next one.